I'm a commercial photographer by day and night, and I love what I do as a commercial photographer and always have. And so I just met Jeff a little bit ago. He actually printed some stuff for me, and I met him at Detroit Modular, which is a place I've spent way too much money. I probably, I'm not bragging, but I probably got more money than brains. But I got sucked into this. I've always enjoyed synthesizers since I was in high school. I had a small mini Moog. I don't know if you guys remember that Radio Shack.
Oh yeah,
so
the MG1.
Yes. Wish I had one of those. And I just love synthesizers. I played the organ when I was a kid because my parents made me. And I don't know really if I enjoyed that. But I never really was a musician. This all started about 3 years ago when I was doing a series of ads for Fago. I met a guy who's a musician. He has a studio down in Eastern Market named Louis Resto. I don't know if you guys know him. He produced a bunch of stuff with Eminem. And I was doing portraits and hanging out with him. And his studio is just surrounded with synthesizers. And I was really interested in getting some kind of synthesizer. And his keyboard guy said, hey, why don't you go over there? Because I told him I played, you know, or like, hey, I'd like to get involved. Oh, hey, Louis, go ahead, just go play. And I stood right next to it, and he looked at me and he goes, dude, he goes, are you a scientist or a musician? And I never heard anyone say that to me before, and it totally made sense, and it totally gave me the right to get involved, because I'm not a musician, but I've been around keyboards and synthesizers my whole life, but I just play with them. And that's really what, and he said, dude, you ought to get involved with modular. And I just got sucked in like 2 years ago. And I'm not sure if I'm any better at playing, but I got to understand it a little bit more. The first year was just crazy because I bought too much stuff and I needed to concentrate on one module. But basically what I really enjoy, much like what Jeff was saying, is just the fact that I love taking pictures, but I love sound. I love sequences. I just love harmony. And I don't really know how to put them together, but I get on this thing at 5:30 almost every morning for a half hour. Probably the last year, I have to get up early and do it for my head. And it's like, I don't know, I've never been a spa guy or a sauna guy, but it just puts me in a wonderful place. So just hanging out here and watching what you guys do has been really interesting because you guys have a very different approach than me. I don't even know what's going to happen here. Just turn this on. Just see what's going on here. I know what's going on. What I do, I have a lot of different things here that I'm playing with all the time, but I'm really just a sequence guy. Where I'll get different things going. I have nothing set up, so, but you know, without it sounding like some kind of silly music box. But just, you know, just getting involved, and you guys understand it, just letting it go, but then I gotta have some kind of rhythm. going much faster than I want it to go. I don't quite know why, but. Oh. That's probably why.
How do you use the pressure points?
Pardon me?
Well, I was just wondering how you normally use the pressure points.
To octave shift. But I guess the biggest thing is I've spent, probably like Jeff was saying, we all get in our own little worlds. And I've been like fucking YouTube to death and all this. I met this guy when I was shooting pictures at Dally in the Alley. He was holding one of these while I had an assistant holding a 2x2 softbox in front of people that I was shooting portraits of. And he looked at me and he goes, "Well, it looks pretty interesting what you're doing." And then I saw what he was holding. I said, "What the hell are you doing?" And he goes, "Well, I incorporate my recordings into my stuff." So that's how I met Henry. I've spent 4 hours with this guy, and exponentially I've learned so much more about all this stuff I have. So, like I said, I even brought too much, but it's what I do. So
You don't
that's
use that
what
term here.
I
Too much.
absolutely love it. Anyone who gets up at 5:30 in the morning, I think about this almost as much as my career. It's really crazy, I just think. But watching what you guys do and building stuff out of a sprinkler thing, it's like, damn, I got a lot to learn. I'm just
Oh, there's always
buying
lots to
shit
learn.
that I don't even know how to use. That's it.
Awesome.
Yes,
That's the other reason I didn't go there.
but being able to hang out there and just pick up what was going on.
So you got your bachelor's in Cal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my next,
What year?
like 2002.
Oh, okay. Wow.
My
okay.
first year there was in '94, and I took time